In this episode of Rise Up, let's talk about competition. So what is competition?
That's a great question. I mean, I don't consider myself a competitive guy. I feel like you are a little bit.
I don't think I'm competitive. I think I stretch myself.
What does that mean?
Well,
After you run and exercise? That's good. That's get
well,
flexible.
to me, competition is just the act of trying to win.
Okay.
And the two parts there are winning and then the act. The act is the practice part. So it takes a lot of practice in order to win. And then winning. So in order to, define competition, I think we need to decide on what is winning. There are finite competitions and infinite competition. The difference between the two is that finite competitions have fixed rules and agreed upon objective. So baseball, right? You know the rules. You know that after 9 innings, the game is over, and then the objective is to get the most runs. And then the other part is the infinite competition, which has known and unknown rules, and the objective is to keep the game going. So winning really depends on kind of what game you're playing. Are you playing a finite game, or are you playing an infinite game in an infinite competition?
I'm just thinking how that translates into daily life, and every game can be finite or infinite. You make it.
Yeah.
You make it as you look at it.
So a lot of times we stop competing because in that situation or that circumstance, it might be in school. Maybe we're not good at math, so we stop studying, we stop doing homework, whatever the case may be. We become worse at it. But then when we decide to have fun and we convince ourselves that, okay, this is fun, we're no longer doing it for the grade. Sometimes we're doing it just to learn. Now results come after. When was the first time that you knew you were in a competition?
I think it was when I decided I was going to get into American colleges and I was going to get a great education. And because that became my infinite game, right? I wasn't competing by that point. Like, how many Brazilians were trying to do that? It was a much more about me than it was about other people. And then it got serious because I couldn't avoid it, right? Like, it was against myself. So every day it was part of my life. So when you make the game about your life, you win. I got accepted into a couple colleges and still didn't have the money. I got a lot of financial aid, but I still didn't have enough money. So I reached out to a lot of people. I was selling t-shirts on the streets to raise the money until the opportunity to go to a game show came up, a TV game show. And that was another competition, right? Again, against myself. Yeah. So in that game show, I had to win a couple challenges. And throughout the challenge, I was getting money that was going to go towards my financial aid. And I won it. Again, it was against myself. When it is against yourself, and it's not even against yourself, it's for yourself.
Right.
That's the power of word. Mm-hmm. If the game is for yourself, then you win.
So many times we shy away from competition because we're bad at it. When is it hard for you to compete?
I feel like naturally when there's pressure, I don't like competing. Like when we put each other in a spot to do the Rubik's Cube, all of a sudden that's a lot of pressure. So
all of a sudden we're slower, right?
Exactly. So it's naturally my body repels that, but I know it's a good thing. So those situations. But I'm curious about you as well. Like, what times you don't want to compete?
I think it's hard for me to compete when it's to make a hard decision. Like, you don't want to compete for time, right? When it's really personal, I think that's when it's hardest to compete. In my econ classes, what I realized is that, okay, if I'm going to be great at competition, I need to specialize. And by specializing just means that I'm just going to focus on one thing. I was trying to compete in soccer, chess. I was trying to, do some wrestling, some flag football. I thought I was a basketball player. I thought ball was life, I don't know what I was thinking there, but I was trying to do way too many competitions. Countries need to specialize in order to compete in the world market. People need to specialize in order to be good in that one realm. Okay, so you're in a competition, Hector, and how do you make sure that your mind is in the right place so that you continue to strive to be better.
I think that's a great point. Most winners focus on winning. They focus on the process. They focus on what they need to do, while other people are focusing on others. Forget the people next to you. Just focus on literally what's in front of you, and your mind is going to allocate more resources to it. Your attention is so important.
It's like the runner who, it's running straight, but it's looking beside him. I mean, he's just losing a little bit of time every time he turns his head. Winners focus on winning, while losers focus on winners.
Hold up again. If you didn't listen to our first podcast on Strong Mind, you got to go there and get that value as well. And see you next time.
Yes, sir. Slick Lee in the building.
I make money move.